evening and welcome to your Wednesday, May 8, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Government issues eviction notices to Peters Hall residents after land acquisition talks fail. Put reason over emotions, CEO HUSSAIN urges teachers as GTU plans to strike. We're coming on tonight, says GPL CEO on powership connection to grid. GNBS to launch updated code of practice for local restaurant industry, and GIFTLAND waiting to acquire new land to build Radisson Blue Hotel. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that the Guyana government has issued eviction notices to over a dozen residents of Peters Hall on the east bank of Demerara after negotiations to acquire their lands for the ongoing construction of the new bridge across the Demerara River have failed. Vanu Manichand has the details.
In a statement chronicling the acquisition process, the Public Works Ministry disclosed that of the 21 properties government was looking to acquire, only 6 residents had accepted the compensation packages, while the remaining 15 property owners have refused the offers, citing their dissatisfaction with it. Government's offers included land or house with land and monetary compensation, as well as accommodation for those rebuilding. However, with no progress made during several engagements held over a year between government officials and the property owners, notices of eviction were issued on Tuesday, May 7, 2024 to those 15 residents, informing them that they have to relocate within a month. The notice sent by Public Works Minister Juan Edgil to the 15 residents explained that while engagements with them were unable to yield an amicable consensual financial package, government is pressed for time given that construction works are ongoing with a 2024 year-end deadline. Hence, the decision to proceed with the compulsory acquisition of the properties in accordance with Sections 6 and 7 of the Acquisition of Lands for Public Purposes Act, Chapter 6205. Minister Edgil informed the residents, quote, "You are aware that government owes certain obligations under the contract for the construction of the said bridge, which requires the government to deliver to the contractor vacant possession of the said property. As a result of the government's inability to discharge these obligations, the contractor is unable to access the area for works. In the circumstances, and with sincere regret, the government wishes to notify you that you are to vacate the said property within 30 days from the date hereof. If you fail to do so, the government will be forced, as a matter of last resort, to evict you from the said property and demolish the same." End quote. In May 2022, a U.S. $260 million contract was signed with China Railway and Construction Corporation Limited for the construction of a new 4-lane high-span bridge across the Demerara River. The move by government to compulsory acquire the residential properties comes as the December 2024 deadline inches closer for the completion of the project. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manichand.
Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Power and Light, Kesh Nandlal, has assured that the power ship will be operationalized during the course of tonight, adding some 36 megawatts of new capacity to the national grid. Here is Vanu Manichand again with the details.
Over the past few weeks, the Guyana Power and Light has been preparing the necessary infrastructure for the 36 megawatt power ship to be connected to the national grid. The floating power plant arrived in Guyana on May 1 and has been docked at Everton on the east bank of Berbice in Region 6, where it will be connected to the Demerara-Berbice interconnected system. GPL's CEO, Kesh Nandlal, told the Evening News on Wednesday afternoon that they were conducting tests on the power ship's protection system before connecting the vessel to the grid, which he noted will be done.
So we're all here and working continuously. GPL has done all the interconnection work and everything. It's the ship that has to testing of their protection system. So they are working on it, and they will update me accordingly. But we are coming on tonight. We are coming on tonight. I don't have a question about that, but it's not. But I don't know exactly what time. But we're going to come on tonight. I'm here until we come on. That's a reason. Unless something major happen, but which we don't expect. So far, everything is normal, but they have to do certain tests, and it's taking a little bit longer than the plan. If we don't meet the peak, we will come on tonight. That's our plan.
Okay, great.
We're working towards that.
Last month, GPL signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Qatar-based Orbicon Concessions Investments, WLL, for the rental of the 36-megawatt floating power plant for 2 years in a move to add much-needed capacity to the grid. The state-run power company has been experiencing generation shortfalls due to an unprecedented rise in electricity demand, coupled with challenges from its aged equipment. In March, 2 of GPL's engines failed, disrupting power generation across the country. As it is, GPL is currently generating about 165 megawatts of power. However, the peak demand is about 180 megawatts. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manik-Chand.
With the Guyana Teachers Union planning to resume a nationwide strike effective tomorrow, the government is urging teachers to refrain from participating. Nevertheless, as we hear in this Trishul Sober's report, the Ministry of Education has put systems in place to combat against any possible learning loss that may occur during the period of the planned teachers' strike.
The Guyana Teachers Union GTU plans to resume strike action across the country on Thursday. Teachers had only, on March 6, returned to the classroom after striking for some 4 weeks for better pay. The teachers, through their union, had ended the strike and agreed to return to discussions with the government regarding salary increases. The government, through the Ministry of Education, has made it clear that it stands ready to engage the union on the multi-year agreement from 2024 onwards. However, the Evening News understands that GTU wants the talks to be centered from 2019 to 2024. The GTU has since written the Ministry of Education about its intention to strike. The ministry has responded saying it is quite surprised at the proposed actions. In an interview with this newscast on Wednesday, Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein expressed his disappointment with the position taken by GTU. According to Hussein, GTU's reasons for striking are not stable.
At the beginning of the last strike, it was that there was no collective bargaining. Then we debunked that. Then there was no meeting. We showed our records of where they were meeting. Now it's a time frame. So the goalpost, the reason, the et for the strike keeps changing. But we believe our teachers are level-headed, sober people. They understand that the government of Guyana has made significant steps in improving working conditions, and so they will not accede to GTU's unreasonable request for strike action.
Hussein nevertheless explained that the Ministry of Education has put systems in place to cover the absence of teachers in schools.
The ministry has some systems which will attempt to cover for teachers' absence. So we will have to wait and see what is the extent of the strike. I am very, very optimistic on the teachers of this country. I certainly believe these are the best professionals we have, better than everyone else. And so I expect that reason will prevail over emotions.
GTU's General Secretary Coretta MacDonald told this newscast that teachers are prepared to strike for as long as it takes for their demands to be met. The government has already addressed over 20 issues affecting teachers aimed at improving their working conditions and overall welfare. In fact, at the time of the last strike, President Dr. Irfan Ali had reminded that he has already met with teachers across the country and outlined the government's plan to improve their livelihoods. Trishul Sobers, Evening News.
Do stay with us. More news ahead.
ExxonMobil and the ExxonMobil Foundation have invested nearly $6 billion in communities across the country. And we're just getting started. From STEM education and youth sports programs to workforce training and community development projects, we're committed to making sure the benefits of Guyana's growing oil and gas industry reach as many Guyanese as possible. What can we do for your community? Learn more at exxonmobil.com/Guyana.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at OreoPromo.com.
This Mother's Day, shower mom with love. Buy the Samsung A05 for just $19,500, the Samsung A15 for only $29,500, or the Samsung A25 5G for $43,000. That's not all. Each purchase comes with a complimentary 30-day mega data plan, ensuring mom stays connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you today. Terms and conditions apply. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
Sun or rain? Up or down? No one knows what tomorrow will bring, but with Premier's commercial property insurance, you'll be ready. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier Insurance. Premier insurance coverage.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at OreoPromo.com.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real? आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं?
Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. Look at this.
2 day and night facilities will be constructed in regions 2 and 4 to provide a safe space for the children of working parents. Monies will also be spent to rehabilitate and improve the facilities at the Sapphire Care Center and Mahaika Children's Home. This $287 million investment is part of the 2024 national budget, which is supported by revenues earned from oil production.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. With the aim of improving the level of services offered by restaurants throughout the country, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards has launched a draft code of practice for quality management in the restaurant service. In this Luana McAllister report, GNBS's spokesperson, Bibi Katoon, explains more about this standard and why public feedback is important.
The Code of Practice for Quality Management in the Restaurant Service was first developed in 2003 to guide efficient managerial skills, personal skills, and contractual agreements that should be made on a daily basis in a restaurant establishment. But over the years, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards has recognized the need to update this document in keeping with the country's rapidly evolving landscape. Communications Officer at the Bureau, Bibi Katoon, in an interview with the Evening News, explained that the end goal is to ensure restaurants provide quality food and customer service.
Over the past 10 years, the Guyana Tourism Authority noticed that there have been more restaurants and the standards need to be updated to match the facilities now. In addition, it was found that there is more need for quality now with the oil and gas industry here and more persons coming to Guyana. It is expected that the standard will be completed by August, and it will be used to upgrade restaurant services in Guyana across all regions. This standard does not apply to institutional food services, which includes like the school feeding programs and the food caravans that can be seen on the roadside.
The GNBS is currently calling on all stakeholders to participate in the public consultations regarding the draft national standard, which can be found on its website. An in-person consultation session will be held on May 9th at the GNBS's head office at Sophia Exhibition Center in Georgetown, while a virtual platform will be hosted on the following day. Meanwhile, the deadline for submission of comments on the draft standard is May 24th. Katoon has emphasized the importance of public feedback and as such is encouraging persons to participate.
It is important to get the feedback from all stakeholders, including customers, because when we develop a standard, the intention is for it to capture every aspect of that industry or that business that is going to govern. So we don't want someone to go to buy the standard or implement the standard and then they find something there that is really contradicting what is it that it's meant for or something in their business per se. So we're asking persons to attend the consultation sessions. If you can't do so, visit the website and obtain a copy of the comment sheet where you can go through the draft standard and submit your comments so that we can consider that and the final document will be perfect or as perfect as can be. The committee, which is the technical committee, will review the comments and determine the ones to be considered, which basically means the ones that make sense and the ones that will impact the standard overall, and they will make the necessary amendments and approve the final draft. The final draft then goes to the National Standards Council, which is the governing body of GNBS, for approval.
According to Katoon, when the official code is launched, all restaurants operating in the country would be encouraged to sign on to it. There are over 90 restaurants operating in the country. Meanwhile, the Code of Practice was developed by members of a technical committee comprising representatives from the GNBS, Guyana Tourism Authority, the Competition and Consumer Affairs Commission, the University of Guyana, private sector officials, and other associated governmental organizations. Lawanda McAllister, reporting for the Evening News.
4 years after securing an agreement to construct a Radisson Blue Hotel in Guyana, the GIFTLAND Group is now awaiting a new plot of land from government after being made to relocate the project from its Lillian Dal Greater Georgetown site. Andrew Carmichael reports.
Back in November 2020, Chairman of GIFTLAND Group Roy Bipat had announced plans to construct a $100 million Radisson Blue Hotel in Guyana. Initially, the hotel was going to be built nearby the GIFTLAND Mall where the parking lot is located. However, BPAT told the Evening News that they were unable to secure the necessary approvals for the location.
No, they didn't allow that. So they said that they'll give us another piece of land. But we're not certain about the size or when we will get it.
What about the location?
They've indicated it would be local.
According to BPAT, they are now awaiting government's approval on the lease for a new plot of land.
As of this time, as I say, we're back to the drawing board because, it's been 4.5 years now that we've been waiting for the approval. And so, it's once the government has given us the go-ahead, then we can move on that information, but not before.
The businessman added that the agreement with Radisson brand may have to be renewed, given the time that has elapsed since they initially secured the deal.
That's just a matter of renewal of the agreements. But as I say, 4.5 years have gone by, so when we get the lease, then we can probably look at where we're going.
Radisson Hotel is an international chain headquartered in the United States, a division of Radisson Hotels Group. It operates the brands Radisson Blue, Radisson Red, Radisson Collections, Country Inn and Suites, and Park Inn by Radisson, among others. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
The Nurses and Midwives Council of Guyana has presented awards of appreciation to 11 nurses and midwives for their exemplary contribution to the advancement of Guyana's healthcare sector. This activity, which was held at Carroll Lodge, is part of International Nurses Week, which is being celebrated from May 6 to May 12. Trishelle Sobers tells us more.
International Nurses Week is part of the larger Nurses Month, which is celebrated throughout the month of May. Every year, nurses and midwives are recognized for their service and dedication to caring for others and improving the health of patients nationwide. This year's theme is Our Nurses, Our Future, the Economic Power of Care. Among those honored were nurses and midwives who served in the healthcare system for over 30 years and worked diligently to ensure patients receive optimal care. Chief Medical Officer at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Narayan Singh, congratulated the awardees and thanked them for their service, which he noted is the backbone of Guyana's healthcare system.
You're not only healthcare providers, but you also serve as administrators, advocates, you're also community leaders. Some of you are tutors, some of you are serving different roles, even while in the nursing capacity.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony encouraged them to continue striving for excellence in all their future endeavor. On this point, he underscored the need for a nursing research conference and urged the Nurses and Midwives Council to commence plans for the event, which will likely be held at the end of 2024.
You're the ones who have to drive it and get people to come and make presentations and things like that. Why are all these things important? Apart from lifting and getting people more knowledgeable and so that we can have better quality of practice and so forth, the way that we are practicing medicine is going to change drastically in Guyana. Very soon, a lot of what we will be doing, people from the surrounding areas, from the surrounding countries, would be looking to Guyana as the example. We want you as nursing leaders to help us to transform this sector. Many of you have had many years in the sector. We want you to help us.
According to Dr. Anthony, the medical field is constantly evolving, and staying abreast with new discoveries, treatment methods, and medicine is one of the ways Guyana can achieve a resilient, world-class healthcare system. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
The U.S. Embassy has announced the opening of the application period for the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative Professional Fellows Program from May 8 to June 5, 2024. Sponsored by the U.S. Department of State, YLAI will bring promising leaders representing 37 countries from Latin America, Canada, and the Caribbean to the United States to expand their leadership and entrepreneurial skills and network through skills-building workshops and opportunities to learn from and exchange with U.S. counterparts. The program will take place in the United States from May-June 2025. This program is open to young entrepreneurs 25 to 35 years of age with a demonstrated track record of successfully growing their own business or social venture for at least 2 years. They must be current residents and citizens of Guyana. The YLAI Professional Fellows Program is part of the United States' continued commitment to prosperity of Guyana and the region. The program supports and connects young entrepreneurs across the Western Hemisphere to take on leadership roles that benefit their communities and strengthen their economies. To date, 21 young Guyanese entrepreneurs have participated in the YLAI Professional Fellows Program. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Thursday, May 9th, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berberish River Bridge is expected to be closed at 16 hours 50 on Thursday, May 9th, 2024 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Let's now take a look at the local stock exchange market complements of GASI. Golden Jacks for international friendlies against Soca Warriors, and sport journalist Tony is new face of IBET Supreme. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
In today's tough driving conditions, every engine faces three powerful enemies: engine heat, pollutants, and frequent short trips. Each factor is a direct cause of engine sludge, a buildup of dirt that can block vital oilways. This triple threat demands triple protection. Castrol GTX's Triple Protect Power is engineered to fight these three main causes of engine sludge.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor. Obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, yeah, I want to have a date now.
We can build on that.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Dad! Dad! Is that real? आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं?